Hello again, my friends, and today will be my third video, and I haven't made any in a while because I've been doing other things. And today's video topic will be, well, the first one was about stress. Part 2 was about authenticity and being yourself. And this being part 3 is going to be, I guess, entitled The Silver Lining. When I first even started this video and hit the start button, I didn't intend to make this a part 3, but I realized that the videos I've been making have a common theme. A common theme of reflection and looking at ourselves and our lives and sometimes looking down on ourselves. And I'm very self-critical. I am very insecure about many things. I have various health problems. I've had mental problems, fears, hopes, dreams, all the things everybody else has. But among this, I've always managed to find a silver lining. It is the one thing that keeps me tethered to reality. It's the one thing that keeps me from going off the rails and completely losing my mind. A lot of folks look to me as a shoulder, somebody to talk to, somebody who understands or will listen to them. And that's because I guess people consider me a perceptive person. When I have conversations in my personal life, people respect my opinion. Whether that's due to me knowing what I'm talking about or just my authoritative voice. Kidding. I don't know. But the fact is, it's an obligation when somebody expects you to give them advice. And I'll tell you this right now. I am very careful about giving people advice. I've always considered myself a natural-born leader, yet I'm very careful about who I lead and what I lead them into. And this has brought me to a conundrum in my life because I have somewhat of a mentality that, well, you can figure it out yourself as a soldier in this world, right? That giving people too much go ahead and too much advice and giving people too much authoritative knowledge that this is how things are done only sets them up for disaster when they follow your plan and it doesn't work. It's like all of these bullshit YouTube gurus who tell you this is how to have a love life, this is how to date, this is how to make money. Most of them are just trying to make money off of you. And most people know this, but there are so many suckers out there who don't realize. And any one of us, myself included, can be that sucker when somebody pulls on the right heartstrings and knows what they're doing. And they're trying to get your attention in order to make a profit off of your lack of understanding about a topic. Now, this right there is the history of sales pitches. I mean, why buy this car over that car? You know, why buy this furniture over that furniture? Or why live here over there? There are people who are trying to pull you in every direction to spend money on their things because money is power, not in a negative way. Money truly is power. It gives you the power over your own life to do things. And so I've always had this part of my brain that says if I had all this money, I could do so many amazing things with it. I could start this business. I could get a property that I want, and my family would be happy, and I could feed my kids and have my shop and build my dream, right? And then I think on the other side, well, but if I had that money, it wouldn't give me the same maybe motivation to push towards having that money. You know what I mean? That we get in our comfort zones and things become a little more complicated than we expected. And I've never had a lot of money, so I don't know what that feels like, but I do know what it feels like to have, say, 10 grand when you're, in your 20s. And I remember my wife and I saved up one time and we got to that point. And then I believe it was her father that had passed and we had to help with the funeral and drain the account. We didn't care because it was just, we're married. That's what we do. We have parents. We have kids. My kid needed to go to the dentist. I needed to go to the dentist. We spent all of our money on just staying alive. But sometimes there's part of me that says, imagine what it'd be like to be able to just go out and get all my teeth fixed because I can't eat very well with my bottom teeth. But then part of me says, what if I had all the money to get all that fixed and everything I wanted in my life? And then what would I desire? So the silver lining in this case is that being broke has allowed me to understand what it feels like to wish you had more. And learning gratitude comes along with that. I feel like the people who have the least that I've met in this world, the people who have it the hardest and have the least in their lives financially, are often some of the most grateful people I've ever met. And some of the wealthier people are some of the most entitled jerks. And it's just the way it is. You know, they did a study on people who drive different models of cars. And they did a long-term study on an intersection to see who cut in traffic, who went first when it wasn't their turn more often. And it was really interesting because BMW and Mercedes both came in as like two of the top models for being the most likely to go ahead of their turn and cut other people off. And the only reason I came across this study was because I had experienced it in my own life and then mentioned it to somebody, and they had also experienced this. And so I looked up to see if there was a study, and there had been, because you don't just come across that study. I said, wow, there is something to be said about entitlement with wealth. And I'm not blaming rich people, don't get me wrong. I'm saying that I have a gratitude for the humility that comes with not having a lot. A lot of people who are broke, and not completely broke. I'm not talking about on the streets broke. I'm not talking about, being homeless or not being able to eat, but being able to pay your basic bills. A lot of us kind of overlook gratitude for even having that, in this climate, in the world we live in right now. We kind of expect more because, and maybe we should. Our forefathers, our ancestors, they fought in wars. They worked in the factories. They died in the coal mines in order to get us to where we are now. And if you ask any one of our ancestors what their reason for working so hard would be, it would be to provide a better life for their descendants. Because that's what I want. That's what everyone around me wants. We want to improve the world for those around us. But I think that's almost come to a halt. Like, people have become so selfish that maybe we're losing that. Maybe we're forgetting that the world really is about preserving humanity, not just ourselves. Something's definitely missing. And I think having gratitude for the things that we have in our lives is important. And even if that silver lining is a delusion, the fact that you can see it glistening in the distance, oh, how magnificent it is. Maybe that's what we need more of. People being real with each other, being real about what matters, coming together with friends and family and talking about issues that are important, not world politics or even local politics, but talking about family and friends and connections. It can be difficult, and sometimes we forget what really matters. So with that, I bid you adieu. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time I decide to turn on my GoPro and make a video. Peace.